Every day the sun throws tantrums. It lashes out with solar flares and coronal mass ejections aimed directly at Earth. If you don't hear about them, it's because our planet's magnetic field and atmosphere absorb these attacks. But what if this shield, this bulwark that has protected humanity since the dawn of time, weakens or breaks? What if the most dangerous threat to our interconnected world isn't a war, a pandemic, or even climate change, but something invisible, lurking 93 million miles away? Could a single solar flare really bring down our entire technological civilization, plunging us back into the dark ages? And what can you do to stop it? Prepare to discover the true fragility of our advancements and the unsettling truth about our sun's wrath. Forget zombies or alien invasions. The real apocalypse could come from the sun itself. In 2025, we're closer than ever to a geomagnetic storm that could trigger a global blackout, dismantle supply chains, and cripple every system we rely on. Are you ready to see society collapse in front of your eyes? The sun is a ball of burning plasma held together by its own gravity. Its activity isn't constant. Every 11 years, the sun's magnetic poles flip and the sunspots, regions with strong magnetic fields, become more numerous and active, spewing out solar flares and coronal mass ejections at Earth. These ejections are immense eruptions of plasma traveling at 4 to 6 million miles per hour, carrying an electromagnetic charge and hitting our planet's magnetic field. This stream of charged particles causes a geomagnetic storm when it reaches our planet. But what exactly is a geomagnetic storm? To understand this, let's break down the science. Imagine our Earth wrapped in a protective magnetic field, a shield against the sun's raging plasma. Normally, the charged particles from the sun's tantrums don't reach us. They're deflected around our planet. But sometimes these solar outbursts are so powerful that they break through our magnetic shield. When a coronal mass ejection hits our atmosphere, it causes a magnetic field disruption, known as a geomagnetic storm. This disrupts the flow of electricity in our systems, leading to magnetically induced electric currents. Now you might be wondering, what's the big deal? Electric currents, right? Well, these induced currents can surge into our infrastructure, causing massive damage. Transformers, the crucial components that regulate electricity, can overheat and explode, plunging us into darkness. Without electricity, our modern world grinds to a halt. Hospitals lose life-saving equipment, factories shut down, and communication networks go silent. But that's just the beginning. The immediate impact of a Carrington-level event will likely result in widespread blackouts across multiple continents. As cities plunged into darkness, the cacophony of sirens would fill the night. Emergency vehicles rushing to non-existent intersections would weave through deserted streets. Grocery stores would become fortresses, their automatic doors sealed shut. Inside, food would spoil, water would stagnate in pipes, and fuel pumps would run dry. No more swiping credit cards or withdrawing cash. ATMs would go dark, digital transaction networks would collapse, and banks would close their virtual doors. Suddenly, vast sums of money become worthless. Economic markets that depend on milliseconds of digital processing grind to a halt. Global trade freezes. Investors who had just made millions 1 second and lost it all the next watch in disbelief as their fortunes evaporate like morning mist. Then there's the matter of water. No more gushing taps or flushing toilets. Water pumps that have silently kept our taps flowing would fall silent. Municipalities struggle to keep essential water services running. Gas lines shudder to a halt, refineries fall silent, and oil pipelines choke. Roads fall into disrepair. Traffic lights blink their last. No more GPS navigation, no more mobile phone connectivity. Even the stars would seem dimmer as satellites powering our internet connections fall silent. Ambulances with no lights or backup generators struggle to navigate darkened streets. Fire trucks race toward emergencies, their sirens piercing the eerie silence. Hospitals reel, ventilators cease their life-saving hum, and patients face a grim fate, Food rots on shelves as refrigeration units shut down. Meat sours, produce wilts, and canned goods sit untouched. Pharmacies struggle to dispense life-saving medication. People ration dwindling supplies, hoping they will last. Fuel stations run dry, planes grounded, ships anchored in place. The world shrinks as we retreat to what we can see. This is the world after the grid goes down. But will it stay that way forever? How long until we crawl out from under the ashes and rebuild? After a major solar storm, repairing the grid could take months, years, or even decades. During this time, chaos would reign. Without law and order, the social fabric unravels. Looting and violence grip the streets. Hospitals, overwhelmed by a surge of desperate patients, struggle to cope. Medical staff exhausted and demoralized due to lack of resources. Law enforcement outnumbered and outgunned faces impossible choices. Fires spread unchecked. Without water mains, hydrants run dry. Flames spread rapidly, gutting homes and businesses. As the shock wears off, panic sets in. People flee cities, overwhelming rural communities with no functioning infrastructure. Farmers unable to plant or harvest crops watch their livelihoods vanish. Food shortages intensify, sparking panic buying and hoarding. Lines for scarce resources become battlegrounds. Governments struggling to maintain control fight to restore order. Relief efforts hampered by damaged communication networks and impassable roads. Reaching those in need becomes a distant hope. The sun's fury leaves us battered, our technological marvels lying in ruins. Can we pick up the pieces and start again? Yes, but the road is long and fraught with peril. The once familiar world is gone, replaced by a landscape of burnt transformers, empty store shelves, and the haunting silence of a fallen grid. The world is thrust back into darkness, clinging to the memory of the light it once enjoyed. Yet within the shadows, the seeds of resilience are sown. In the aftermath of a Carrington-level event, governments worldwide will focus on restoring critical infrastructure, ensuring basic needs such as water, food, and medical services are met. Relief efforts will prioritize the most vulnerable, restoring power to hospitals, emergency services, and communication networks first. As the initial shock subsides, the daunting task of full-scale recovery begins. Teams of engineers and technicians race against time to repair damaged infrastructure. Priorities include restoring power generation, transmission, and distribution systems, ensuring a phased and safe return to normalcy. But the journey towards recovery isn't easy. Shortages of essential materials, equipment, and skilled labor pose significant challenges. Moreover, the impact on agriculture, food supply, and financial systems adds further complexity to the recovery process. The path to recovery is a testament to human resilience and adaptability. In the darkest hours, the human spirit shines through. Communities unite, sharing resources and supporting one another. Acts of kindness and neighborliness emerge as people come together to rebuild their lives and their world. Amidst the devastation, innovative solutions often arise. Local farmers banding together to distribute fresh produce, neighbors forming neighborhood watch groups to ensure safety, and solar-powered carts becoming a common sight as people seek alternative energy sources. As the world slowly begins to heal, lessons are learned from the catastrophe. Governments and organizations reevaluate their preparedness plans, invest in robust infrastructure, and diversify energy resources. Research into advanced early warning systems and protective technologies accelerates, driven by the determination to prevent history from repeating itself. In the new world that emerges, there's a renewed sense of community and interdependence. People value experiences over material possessions, strengthening bonds and fostering deeper connections. The path ahead is arduous, but also offers an opportunity for growth, innovation, and a stronger, more resilient future. In the face of this unseen threat, we can choose to be dazzled by fear or inspired to act. Government agencies and scientific bodies worldwide are tirelessly working to monitor and predict solar activity. Organizations like the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration in the United States are constantly vigilant. Their satellites scan the sun's activity, sending back data that helps scientists anticipate potential storms. The European Space Agency's ESA, Space Weather Monitoring and Analytics Platform, is another vital resource, providing near real-time monitoring and analysis of space weather events. Advanced algorithms and machine learning are also being employed to analyze historical data and identify patterns, enhancing our ability to forecast solar behavior. These tools help pinpoint areas of the sun most likely to erupt, providing valuable insights into potential threats. However, despite these advanced tools, predicting the exact timing and impact of a Carrington-level event remains challenging. The sun's behavior is complex and not entirely predictable, making accurate forecasting a daunting task. But what if we could protect ourselves from this impending threat? Researchers are exploring various methods to safeguard critical infrastructure against the impact of solar storms. One promising solution lies in the development of artificial magnetospheres. By creating a man-made magnetic field, we could deflect harmful radiation away from our planet. Another approach involves hardening electrical systems to make them more resistant to induced currents. Additionally, diversifying our energy resources and strengthening international cooperation in the face of this existential threat could prove invaluable. We must remain vigilant, continue investing in research, and explore all possible avenues to protect our planet from the wrath of the sun. A Carrington-level solar storm is an imminent threat that demands our attention. While the sun's activity is awe-inspiring, it also poses significant dangers to our technologically advanced world. By understanding the science behind geomagnetic storms, we can better prepare for the potential impact on our power grids and critical infrastructure. Governments and organizations worldwide are working tirelessly to monitor solar activity, develop predictive models, and implement protective measures. As we continue to explore ways to shield ourselves from this invisible threat, we must also invest in renewable energy sources and strengthen international cooperation to ensure a sustainable and resilient future. You can prepare yourself for the inevitable solar superstorm by stocking up on food and water, creating a backup energy source, and learning essential survival skills. Stay informed, be proactive, and join forces with your community to build resilience in the face of adversity. Together, we can weather any storm. The sun gave us life, but one day it could just as easily take it away. The question is, will we be ready when the sky itself turns against us?